Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening. So I'll start in a couple of minutes. People are joining, so let's wait for 2 minutes. So I think I should start. So did you submit assignment 2? Hello? Because the due date was 9th August, and it is 12, so I guess the due date is over, so we can discuss about assignment 2.
Already submitted.
Can you tell me again? I could not hear you. Renuka Devi, your voice is not coming. Shall I discuss assignment 2, or shall I discuss some other problems? So let me start with assignment 2's first question. It was actually okay, so let me first write down the question. This was the assignment 2, which was supposed to submit on 9th August. So I think we can solve this. Okay. Projection of a vector OA onto the xy plane, onto the x, y and z axis are respectively minus 2a, b and 2c, as shown in the figure. As shown in the figure below, where a, b and c are the unit cell parameters. Determine the crystallographic determine the crystallographic direction of the corresponding projection vector OA using the following procedure. So I'm not gonna write all of this. I can share this with you guys. Let me find it. Just give me a minute. Where can I find this? It should be here, I guess. Yeah, So it was week 2's assignment. Assignment 2. Let me stop sharing from here. I can share it from this screen. Can you see the question paper now? Hello. Is my question paper visible now? Yeah, okay. So this is given that the projection of vector OA onto the x, y and z axis are respectively minus 2a, b and 2c as shown in figure below, where a, b and c are the unit cell parameters. Determine the crystallographic direction of the corresponding projection vector OA using the following procedure. So in 2D you guys know how to calculate the projection of a vector. So in 3D also it is same. You need to calculate the projection along each of the direction OX, OY and OZ. So the procedure is following. The first rule is the vector of convenient length is to be positioned such that it passes through the origin of the coordinate system, and any vector may be translated throughout the crystal lattice without alternation if parallelism is maintained. And then the second rule is measure the length of the vector projection on each of the three axes. So given the vector, if it is passing through the origin, then it is fine. So you just need to find the projection, and if it is not, then you need to parallel shift the vector so that it passes through the origin. Like one of these vertices is from the origin, then the terms of the unit cells dimension a, b and c. So say UA is the length of the projection on x axis, similarly VV on the y axis and WC on the z axis. So these three numbers UV and W are then multiplied or divided by a common factor to reduce them to the smallest integer values, say UV and W. Then the three integers not separated by commas are to be enclosed in square brackets as UV and W. This present the crystallographic direction. So we know the Miller indices for a plane, and that is also like you can write them as HKL. So that is enclosed in a parenthesis, first bracket, and in case of this directional indices, it is enclosed in a square bracket. And if we solve this problem or some examples, then it will be clearer. So let me solve this. If everyone can open the question paper, then it will be easier, because I am going to share my iPad screen, so the question will be not be shown. So I am not going to stop representing from this. So this is the question, right? So if we draw this, okay, the options are, option A is 2 bar 1 2, option B is 3 1 3 bar, then option C is 301, sorry, not separated with commas, 301, and option D is 102 bar. So if we draw this, this is the axis. Wait a minute, just Kaushik to aste class. So it is given like not so good at drawing though. So y, x and z, and y vector is something like this. So let's assume this is the y vector. So already the intercepts are given in the question. So the intercept along x direction is minus 2a, along y direction is b, and along z direction is 2c. So you just what you need to do is you just in the square bracket you write the intercepts if it is and find the common greatest divisor. So in these two cases, the minus 2, 1 and 2, the common greatest divisors is 1. So you need to divide this all of them by 1. So it is basically these two, these three only, it will remain same. And for the minus case you need to give it 2 bars, same as the Miller indices, then 1 and 2. So these are the projection along this x, y and z axis. So the direction indices will be like this. And you can also find this by, like, let's say if you have a general vector OA. So you can find two coordinates of this vector. Here it is 0 0 0 is already known, and if you find another point in the line, that will be, let's say, x1. So instead of 0 0, let's say you have two coordinates of the line you already know, x1 y1 z1, and another point is x2 y2 z2. So it's a easier way to calculate the directional indices instead of calculating the projection. You can directly calculate from this. So this will be like x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and z2 minus z1. You calculate these three and then you divide them by the greatest common divisor. For most of the cases it will be 1. So these three numbers in square bracket will be the directional indices. So for this case the projection is already given, so it is easier to calculate. So let's say for the second question, the second question is also to calculate the directional indices, and I think it will you can calculate this by this rule. You find two coordinates of the line and then find this x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and z2 minus z1, and if they are, let's say if they are 2, 6 and 4, then you know that for these three numbers you have the greatest divisor, common divisor is 2. So divide all of them by 2. So it will be 1, there will not be on any comma, so 1, 3, 2. These will be the directional indices if you find x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and z2 minus z1 as 2, 6 and 4 respectively. So I'm going to write down the second question and you guys can find out what is the directional indices. And if you find that it is minus some for some value, let's say for 6 it is minus 6, then it will be 1, 3 bar and 2. So for the next question, I hope that you can calculate it. Choose the correct directional indices.
Sir, I think first problem not given the like this type of option, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat?
First problem
Uh-huh.
not given this answer in the option. I think A option only correct.
2
Here no
bar 1.
option is like
No, option
yeah 1 2 like
1 is correct, right? 1 2 bar 1 2, option A.
yes sir.
So that,
After that why you
oh, that is for
calculating other?
that is for an example. For a random case you can calculate like this. I just took an example, just 264. This is an example. This is nothing to do
Okay
with the
okay
first question.
okay sir.
Yeah, I can remove this if you want. So I'll write down the right option, the correct answer is option A. So the second question is, choose the correct directional indices corresponds to the vector OP as shown in the figure below, which represent the crystallographic direction, which represent the so this is crystallographic direction. So it's again given by some figure like this. I'm gonna copy this from here. So instead of this A vector, we have a vector like, okay, I can remove this from here also, OP. Okay, so this is O, this is P, X, Y, Z is already written in units. Cell parameter is A, B and C. So you need to find the directional indices of this vector OP, where the direction is along P direction, from O to P direction, and the options are A is 110, B is 0, 2, 3, option C is 101, option D is 2 bar, 1 bar. Please calculate this and let me know. If you need any information, I can tell you, but first you calculate this. It's the same way we did for the first question, but here it is not directly given. The intercepts are not directly given. Sorry, the projections are not directly given. You need to calculate it as I showed for the example before. So you can calculate in that way. You can set it like a full screen. Let me know when you are done with the question, like maybe the answer. Yeah, option C is correct. So Renuka, can you like explain how did you calculate it?
Sir, OB direction in not touch the y-axis. So y-axis is 0. That means x-axis in the 1 unit and z-axis is 1 unit.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So sorry, speakers. Why is my screen is not visible? Wait a minute. As I told you that you need to find two coordinates in the line. So you know the two coordinates O and P. The coordinates of O is 0 0 0 and the coordinates of P is in the y-axis it is 0, in the x-axis is 1, so 1 0 1. This is the coordinates of P. So in terms of that you can find what is x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 is 1, y2 minus 1 y1 is 0, and z2 minus z1 is also 1, and the common divisor is so it's the minimum integer values, so it is 1 0 1, sorry, in square bracket. So the right option is option C. So if you could calculate this one, I guess the third problem will be also easy to calculate, though the reaction is opposite, but it's almost same. Let me write down this. Find the directional indices. It will be better if we tilt this. Yeah. We add meter. Find the directional indices of the vector OP within the cubic unit cell. As shown in the figure below. Consider the consider the lattice parameter of cubic crystal is A. So I'm gonna paste the same picture as shown in the first page. So this is the lattice structure. Here we have the OP vector directed from here to the origin, and the direction is along P to O, and all of them is A. Since a cubic lattice, so lattice parameter is A, and the options are 1 1 1, sorry, the comma will not be there, 1 bar 1 1. Option B is 1 1 bar 1. Option C is 1 bar 1 bar 1 bar. And option D is 0 1 bar 1 bar. So find out this, which of the options are correct, is correct. Have anyone solved here? These are easy questions, right? Should not take more than 2 minutes. If you could solve, then write the correct option, or maybe you can tell also. So Renuka is saying option A is correct. Okay, let me check. So how are you saying that option A is correct? How did you calculate it? Could you explain?
I am taken the OB direction, that x-axis opposite direction of this one, and the
Okay,
y-axis in the 1 unit and z-axis is even. That means that also 1 unit. So the answer is 1 bar 1 1. X-axis opposite axis, that one is 1 bar. Remaining y and z along that axis, so 1 1.
but I can see that all of them are opposite. Let's say that the vector is in the lower direction, so z-axis is also opposite, y-axis is also
Yeah, that
opposite.
one is some confusion. But in our question, given that OB vector, but here given the arrow mark for along the axis. That means I think D option.
So in this case, the confusion will not be arise if you find out two coordinates. So the coordinates of O is what? The coordinates of O is 0 0 0, and what is the coordinates of P? What is the coordinates of P? It is 1 1 1. Is it clear that how the coordinates of P is 1 1? Because for to go to P, first you start from O, you go here in a, or from the x direction you go to 1 unit, then in the y direction you go, I can write in another. So you go 1 unit in x direction, 1 unit in y direction, and then 1 unit in z direction. So the coordinates of P will be 1 1 1, right? So if you calculate, I told you to calculate x2 minus x1. So
I think C option, sir.
yeah, option C is correct. So x2 minus x1 in this case will be 1 1 1, but since the vector direction is opposite, it would have been 1 1 1 if it was from O to P. Like if the direction was from this direction, O to P, it will be 1 1 1, not comma, sorry, 1 1 1. But in for the case of opposite direction, it will be 1 bar. So you do this from 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1, and 0 minus 1, which is minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, and that is represented as 1 bar 1 bar 1 bar. So the correct option is C here. So it's easier to calculate the direction indices by finding the two coordinates, and mm, knowing the direction of the vector, you can find out what is the Miller indices or the directional indices. So is it clear for this question how did I calculate it? If it is clear for you, then you can calculate for any
Yes, sir.
arbitrary
Yes,
vector
sir.
also.
Clear, clear.
Yeah, so there is one more question like this, and which is a bit tricky. Not tricky, it is also easy. You can calculate this also. So here also they asked to calculate the Miller indices, determine the indices for direction. What is This is for direction shown in the following picture. Following cubic unit cell. Consider the lattice parameter. Consider the lattice parameter of the cubic unit cell is A. So again I'll copy paste the diagram here, and the vector is along. Okay, so this is along here to here. So if I remove the O position also, it will be clear to see. Yeah, so this is A by 2, this direction is A by 2, from here to here it is A by 2, and this is also A by 2. So it cuts at half of this axis. A, all of them are A, and this point, and this is O. So find the directional indices of this given vector. I'll write down the options also. Two bar 1 0. Option B is 1 bar 2 0. Option C is 0 1 bar 2 bar, and option D is 1 2 3. So calculate the directional indices for this vector. So this vector is actually in the y sorry, this is parallel to z axis and y axis, so yz plane, parallel to yz plane, and it is basically like this, half of this to cutting at this direction. So calculate the Miller indices. If you find out, then let me know the correct option. Anyone solved it? Can see the question, right? Reaction, yeah. So this is the fourth question of the similar type. If you understood the first three questions, then you should be able to solve this one. From this question it would be clear how much did you understand. Nobody could solve it. You just need to find two coordinates on that line, and then find the x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, or z2 minus z1, and see the corresponding direction, and then it will be done.
Once again, you can tell me, sir.
Yeah, so if any vector is given in a crystal, so you can find the two coordinates of that line, right? So in this case, this is the line, this is the line. So this, for this line, these two coordinates you can find out, right? This coordinate and this coordinate you can know. So let's say this is let's say anything m, and this is n. So what is the coordinates of m and what is the coordinates of n? Tell me what is the coordinates of m and n. So to find the coordinate of m, this is, let's say, m, this is one is n. So m coordinates m is along x direction, right? Let me see the question again. Yeah, it is along x direction. So since it is in the x direction, it will be 1 0 0. It is easy. Now the coordinates of n, to find the coordinates of n, you need to go from here, you need to go one unit of x, then 1 unit of y, and 1 unit of z, and half unit of y. If I am not wrong, then this is what? So 1 half 1. Am I correct? Because this is the coordinate, so you need to go 1 unit along x direction, 1 unit along z direction, and half unit along y direction. Yeah, and that's why you will find the coordinates of n. So you know the two coordinates of n and m. Now you just need to subtract each of the components of x, y, and z, and you will find the directional indices. So how to do it is, subtract 1 minus 1, 0 minus half, 0 minus 1. Yeah, so it is 0 minus half minus 1. You need to make them all as smallest integers, so you need to multiply them by 2. So 0 minus 1 minus 2. So the directional indices will be 0, 1 bar, and 2 bar in square bracket. So the correct option will be option C.
Okay, sir.
So I'll explain again, maybe, since it is a bit tricky. So first you need to know the line of for which you are asked to calculate the directional indices, and then you find out the two coordinates point of that line. So in this line we can easily find these two coordinates. If you can find another two coordinates in between, then also it's fine, but you know that you know the coordinates along of m and n. So what is m? M is along x direction, so definitely it is 1 0 0, and x direction, and it is 1 unit of a. So you come to this direction, here you get m. So m is just 0 1 0 0. Now you need to find the coordinates of n also. So what is the coordinates of n? To find the coordinates of n, you need to go 1 unit of x, then 1 unit of z, and half unit of y. So that's how I calculate the coordinates of n also. So this is m and this is n. 1 unit of x, 1 unit of z, and half unit of y. So you always, so you know the m and n coordinates. Now you need to do, what is you need to do is n minus m. M minus n. Why I am doing m minus n? If the peak, let's say this is a vector, and the tip of the vector is, if the tip of the vector is along p direction, then you need to do p minus o always. So since the tip of the vector is along m direction, so you need to do m minus n. So m is 1 minus 1 0 minus 1 0 minus 1. So this is just 0 1 and 2. Is it clear? Do you have any questions about this one? Okay, so if it is clear, shall I give some arbitrary direction here? Yeah, let's say I'm, so this question is not in the assignment, but I want to make it so that you can solve it and it will be clear to me that sorry, that the question is, this question was clear. So this is not in the assignment, so let's say this is another question, just a question. Also copy the image here. So if we give another random vector, say from say this is m, this is n, and you are asked to find, and these are all a, this is a by 2. Okay, so it will be better if I do it as from, so this direction is a by 3, this is 2a by 3, this up to this is a by 3, and this is m. So you have to find the directional indices of mn. So no options is given. Calculate this and let me know what are the correct options. Calculate the directional indices of mn. Anyone has solved it? Look, this is similar to the previous question. Here I have changed the orientation of the vector and just orientation of the vector is changed. The m and n points are different. That's it. You need to find the coordinates of m and n and do the similar steps as I did for the previous one. If you have any question regarding the previous question, then you can ask me, but you should do this question number 5. Hello. Hello, am I audible? Did anyone solve it? Okay, I don't think you understood the previous question then. If you have understood the previous question, then it should be done by now. So what we need to do is find the coordinates of the m and n point. So what is the coordinates of m? At least can anyone tell me what is the coordinates of m and n? At least you should be able to say the coordinates of n and m. Right. So n coordinates is already calculated in some previous questions. So this p point and m point are same. Here it's p point. So this is 1 1 1 because you need to go from the origin. So from the origin you need to go 1 unit along x direction. In any direction you can start. So 1 unit along y direction, 1 unit along x direction, and 1 unit along z direction. So if you go through this path or this path, from starting from these two x, then y, and then z, so in each direction you are going 1 unit. So the coordinates of n is 1 1 1. Then find the coordinates of m. So to find the coordinates of m, you start from here. So it can have different way you can calculate this. So you start from here, you are going along x direction, 1 unit along x direction, and 2a by 3 along y direction. So 1 2a by 3 and 0. Even if you go along this direction, so 1 unit along y direction, 1 unit along x direction, so 1 1, and 1 unit along negative y direction, 1 by 3 units. So it will be 1 1 minus 1 by 3 and 0. Still it is 1 2 by 3 and 0. So a is I am keeping outside, so 2 by 3 0. So even if you go in this direction or this direction, does not matter, the coordinates will be same. So now you have found the coordinates of m and n. You need to just subtract this. So I told you in the previous question that if it is the tip is along p direction, then you need to subtract from p to p minus o. So in this vector it is a m to n, so you need to subtract from n minus m. So 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2/3, and 1 minus 0. So it is 0, 1 by 3, 1. You need to multiply this with 3. So 0, 3, 0, 1 and 3. These are the Miller directional indices for this vector mn. Is it clear? or do I need to explain it again? Because it's the same problem I have solved for the previous question. This question and the previous question is similar, just you need to find the coordinates. That's it. Do you have any question? Any one of you have any question? Can you solve now any arbitrary vector in a crystal direction? If you did not understand, then you can ask me any question regarding this. Has anyone has any doubts?
2a by 3 or you assume?
No, it is 2a by 3. I am assumed that like this will be given. If you have to calculate this, then this will be given in the question. Sorry. So the coordinates. So it is cutting. This point is cutting in this axis at 2a by 3. In the, so this is given in the question. So I am not assumed. Let's say this is the question. It is given in this way. It could have been given
Okay,
in any point. Yeah. So understood, right? Hello.
yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. So let me. So in the assignment, so this question was not the part of the assignment, but I have anyway solved it. So in the assignments in question 5 and 6, these are about Miller indices. So we have already calculated some. So I'll just go through this. This is the similar question we have already solved, and it's the easy one. So question 5 is that determine the Miller indices of for the plane A as shown in the figure below. Within the unit cell having unit cell parameter A. So the same picture will also go here. So this is the x direction. I'll remove this. So the plane is given here is this plane. This is plane A. Is O. A the lattice units are A. So you need to find the Miller indices of the given plane, which is shaded here. This plane. And the options are 0, 0, 1. Option B is 0, 1, 1. Option C is 1, 0, 1. And option D is 1, 1, 1. So can you tell me which of these options is
Option A sir.
option
A.
A? Yeah, so to find the Miller indices of a plane, you need to find the intercepts and do the reciprocal of this. So this plane is parallel to xy plane, so it will never cut the xy axis, and it will only cut the z axis. So in the x and y direction, it is infinity. The intercepts are infinity, and in the z direction it is 1 unit. So the intercepts, if you want to know the intercepts, are infinity, infinity and 1. So you need to do the reciprocals to find the Miller indices. So the Miller indices are 0, 0, 0, 0 and 1. So this was really easy. I don't think I need to explain it more, so we'll go to the next question. You just need to find the intercepts along each of these crystal axes. So the next question is also same. Question number 6 is determine the Miller indices of the plane. OPQR as shown in the figure below. Within the unit cell having unit cell lattice parameters A, B and C respectively. A, B and C respectively. So again this is the picture here. So this time the plane is given as this, yeah. So this is the plane. We need to find the Miller indices of this plane. Did you understand which plane I am talking about? So this is the along the body diagonal of this plane. So this is P, PQR, OPQR. So this is O, P, Q and this is R. So this along X is A, along B and along Z is C. So you need to find the Miller indices of this given plane, and the options are 1 bar 1 0, 1 1 2 bar 0, C is 3 2 0 and D is 2 bar 1 bar 0. So can you find which of this is correct option? Sorry, I think I need to share it again. Can you see the question now? Is the question visible now? listening? Am I still in the meeting? I don't. Is my screen visible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay. So solve it and then let me know which of these.
Sir, this problem, are you taken in the O is origin is 0, 0 or otherwise 1, 1 like that?
Origin
P,
is
Q
0,
or
0.
everything also taken the coordinate?
So this is Miller indices you can't find out from the two coordinates of point. That was for directional indices for a vector.
OP and RQ only. Sir,
Yes.
once you explain briefly, sir, that is some little bit confusion.
Okay, so to find the Miller indices, you need to find what is the intercepts of the plane along each of these axes. So from this plane, you really can't see, matlab, easily can't see what are the intercepts. So you know that the for each of the parallel planes, the Miller indices are same. So if you slightly transfer this in a parallel way, so let's say if you from here to here, if you shift this plane from this where to somewhere like this, then you can see that along z direction it doesn't have any intercepts, but along x and y direction it has intercepts. So it will intercept along y direction 1 unit, and along x direction, so along negative x direction it will have intercepts. So it if I could show some object, so it's difficult to explain in this way, so still you can understand, right? If I shift the plane from the p point to, let's say this is some arbitrary point x, so if I plane from shift the plane from p to x, then it will intercept the y axis at 1 unit, and it will also intersect the negative x axis. It will not intersect the x axis because it is already tilted in that direction. So if I shift the p point to x point, then the o point will be shifted in the negative x direction. If you can imagine this, so in the negative x direction, and it will also cut the x axis in 1 unit. So the plane and in the z direction it is infinity, it will not intersect in the z direction because it is parallel to the z direction. So basically the intercepts will be -1, 1 and infinity. So the Miller indices will be 1 bar, 1 and 0. So option A should be the correct option for this question. Yeah, so option A is correct. So that's how it is been done. So you need to find the intercepts along each of the crystal axes of the plane. So if it is done, I don't see any other questions. So there was one more question which is just one line question. I'll not describe it here. So yeah, so let me just go through the whole assignment. So I'll also show this question. So question 7, I think from the table you can easily say which of this option is correct. So the space lattices with two lattice parameters belong to the crystal. Sorry. Systems. A is. So anyway, I wanted to ask why the attendance is low today. For the first two classes, there are 30 students present, and in this class, I can see 12 participants, including me. So why is the attendance less? I think the attendance is also mandatory to get the certificate, right? And anyway, I'm taking attendance every day from these participants list, so I can see who are attending. So this attendance sheet will be submitted later. So if your friends are missing, then let them know that attendance is also mandatory. The space lattices with two lattice parameters belong to the crystal systems. A is tetragonal, rhombohedral, and hexagonal. Option B is triclinic. Option C is monoclinic. And option D is cubic. So the question was the space lattices with two lattice parameters belong to the crystal system. So which of these space lattices you can describe by two lattice parameters A and B? Let's say A and B. So in for cubic system, you know that you can describe it by just one parameter A. So to answer this question, you can refer to the table which I have written for different Bravais lattices, which I have said to memorize this the table. So let me find out. I have written somewhere. Why can't I find it right now? Let me just go through it. I'll definitely find it, right? Did I write in the first class or in the second class?
Second class, second class.
Okay, so yeah, so this is the table. So in the question it was asked that which of the space lattices with two lattice parameters belong to the crystal system. So option D is already you can take it out, as cubic lattice can be described by one parameter, just A. So for cubic lattice all the parameters are equal, so it just needed one parameter. Similarly for monoclinic and triclinic, so in the table you can see that for monoclinic and triclinic all of the A, B, C are different. So to describe them you need three parameters, so two parameters are not sufficient. So these two are also not correct. So only option left is option A, which is tetragonal, rhombohedral and hexagonal. So you can also see from the table that tetragonal lattice A and B are equal and C is different. So with two parameters A and C you can define this lattice. Also for hexagonal, that A and B are equal and C is different, so A and C with two parameters you can define this lattice also, and similar to rhombohedral. So if we go back to the question again, so the right option will be option A, because for the other options you need either one or three parameters. So only for the option A you need two parameters to describe the lattice. So the correct answer is option A. Yeah, so go back to so yeah, so there is a numerical question again, so I'll go back to this points in the, so yeah, so this is question number 10. So 8 9 is also the kind of one line answer. You can definitely solve this. So I'll go to question number, which is a numerical question number 10. Otherwise, the number of unit cells in 1 meter cube of FCC nickel, where the radius of nickel is given as 1.243 angstrom, is, there are 4 options. Option A is 2.3 into 10 to the power 28. Option B is 4.2 into 10 to the power 28. Option C is 6.5 into 10 to the power 28, and option D is 18.4 into 10 to the power 28. So you have to calculate the number of unit cells in 1 meter cube of FCC nickel, where the radius of the nickel is given. So I hope you can solve this question. Solve this, and meanwhile I'll go to bring some water. So you guys solve this question and let me know the answer in the chat box. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Just I'll bring some water. So have anyone solved? These assignment you had to submit, right? So if you have not solved any of these questions, how do you submit it on 9th of August? Hello, Renuka Devi, have you submitted this question? Yeah, I think option A is correct. Yes. So,
Sorry, sir. I am submitting, sir, but I am put the answer for C option. But answer is, I think, as are given the TA. That is little bit confusion.
you already submitted.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So
last
yes,
date due date is 9th August, sir. So
yes, yes.
your first and second assignment submitted, sir. Third assignment only this week.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I did not discuss about third assignment. It will be discussed in maybe in the next tutorial.
Sir, I think Monday and Tuesday only is there, sir, in between. So that time if you cover the portion means useful for assignment class. I
And
mean, there also everything in the problem that based on FCC only yesterday ma'am is, I think, what name I don't know. That madam is completed. But the remaining based on sodium chloride, zinc plenty and diamond related question not discussed, sir. That formula also in our live video also are not given. That is some little bit confusion.
the
The based on the
life
type
last year's assignment,
third
right?
week, yeah, third week.
Third week assignment is already discussed.
Not discussed. Third week assignment not discussed. Only FCC only discussed, sir. But remaining crystal structure not discussed. Remaining everything in that based on Miller indices and FCC. Afterwards, remaining crystal structure. That some difficult problem is that based on that model not discussed.
Oh, I see, I see. So I can discuss in the next class if you want, but before submitting your assignments, I cannot discuss that assignment, I guess.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think what you have calculated is right. Option A is correct. So how you calculate is the number of unit cell is 1 meter cube of FCC. So you know this is FCC structure. So for FCC, so in FCC structure, how the so they are connected through the face. Sorry. So here there will be one atom, and they are connected through the face. So it will still be okay. So assume that all of them are of same size and they are connected through the face. So in this line, if I just draw the top plane, so it will be like this. So this is the top plane where all the atoms are connected through the face. So this is, so you know this is A, this is also A, so this distance is root 2a, right? So this is root 2a, and this distance is also, if you know the radius of each atom is r, then this is r plus 2r plus r, so r plus 2r plus r. So you know that for FCC 4r equal to root 2a. So for FCC you know that root 2a is 4r, so a is equal to 4r by root 2. So r is given, so you can calculate a, which is r is 1.243, so 4 into 1.243 divided by root 2 angstrom, which will be, so if you calculate this will be 4 into 1.243 divided by root 2, so 3.5 3.52 angstrom. So the volume of the of one unit cell will be a cube, which is 3.52, and in meter cube, so 3.52 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So volume will be into 10 to the power minus 10 cube meter cube. This is the volume. So in they asked that how many unit cells are there in 1 meter cube. So the number of unit cell is equal to, this is the given volume, which is 1 meter cube, divided by the volume of each unit cell. So this is 3.52 into 10 to the power minus 10 cube, and if you calculate this, it will be 1 divided by 3.52, which is 0. 18. It's coming as 2.84. Why it is 2.8?
2.29, sir. 292.
Did I do anything wrong?
Sir, 2.29. So round up 2.23.
Okay, but I think, wait, let me just do one thing. 4 into 1.243 divided by root 2, which is 3.52, is fine. So 1 by 3.52. So I'm getting 2.84. I don't know why. So you got 2.3. So let's see, this is 2.3 into 10 to the power 28. Yeah, it's correct. Right. 3.52 cube. So 1 divided by 43.6. Yeah, 2.29. So 2.3 into 10 to the power 8. Yeah, correct. So option A is correct. So this is also clear, I guess. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then there comes question number 11. Which is the number of members in the family one, two, three in cubic crystal R. So options are 8, 12, 24 and 48. So can you tell me what is the right answer? So option B is, so can you explain how you get option number D? Who said this? Renamo, can you explain how did you get 48? Oh, it's again stopped. Even if you don't want to speak out, then you can type maybe in the chat box. Can someone explain how you get 48? So Inamu said option D is correct, but you need to explain how did you do this. So let's say if HKL are the Miller indices, HKL, then any combination of these will be called as the family of HKL. So you can write, let's say HKL, KHL, any of the permutation and combination, all of them will be included and they will be called as the family of HKL. So there will be so many of these. Also the negative are also counted. So if you take H bar KL, H K bar L, that is also belongs to the same family. So in that how you need to calculate this for 1 2 3, which are all of them are different, and this will be the maximum number for a family because here HKL both are different, so there will not be any common thing. So since the correct answer is option D, so this will be the maximum number for a family HKL. So for 1 2 3 we have first 1 2 3, then you can exchange between them and you will get 1 3 2. Similarly, if you first take 2, then there will be 2 1 3 and 2 3 1. Again you will get 3 1 2 and 3 2 1. So 6 you will get. Now you need to take the negative of all of them. So from each of them you will get, let's say for 1 2 3. So from 1 to 3 you will get 1 bar 2 3, then 1 2 bar 3, then 1 2 3 bar, then again you will get 1 bar 2 bar 3, 1 2 bar 3 bar, and 1 bar 1 2 1 bar 2 3 bar, and you will get a more, yeah, one more you will get. So someone wants to join, let me just add one. So there will be one more which is 1 bar 2 bar 3 bar. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So from each of them you will get 8, and there is 6 1 1 2 3 4 5 6, and from all of them you will get 8 contribution. So 6 into 8 is 48. So the correct option will be 48. Did you understand this question answer? How did I explain it? So 1 2 3, and then you will get 6 combination of 1 2 3, and for each of this combination you will get 8 contribution taking the bar, that is the negative signs also. So that's how you will get 48 members of this family 1 2 3. Is it clear? Yeah, okay. So I think this is the last question. So question number 12. Write all direction that is all direction there is sorry, members in the family. There is members in the family 1101. So this is the same thing you need to do for 110, and there will be less number of combination because here two of the numbers are similar. So option A is 8, option B is 10, option C is 12, and option D is 14. So calculate this and let me know. Have you calculated? Same way you have to do it as I did for the previous question. So it's the same thing. So what is to do is, so you have 1 1 0, then how many combination you can write? 1 1 0 is there, then you can write 1 0 1 and 0 1 1. Now take the bars. Let's say for this combination 1 1 0 1 1 0, you can have 1 bar 1 0 1 1 bar 0 and 1 bar 1 bar 0. So for each of them you will have 4. So 1 1 0 1 bar 1 0 1 1 bar 0 and 1 bar 1 bar 0. So for this you have 4, for this you will have 4, and for this also you will have 4. So total there will be 12 combinations. So the correct answer should be 12. Have you understood? So for this question the correct answer is 12. So I didn't write this then. Correct answer is 48, and here the correct answer is 12. Okay, so I am writing in terms of options. So option is option D, and here the correct answer is option C. 12 is option C. Yeah. Yeah, Vaishulisha has some problem. Any doubts? He has opened raised hand. Do you have any question, Vaishulisha? Maybe mistakenly he has raised his hand. So okay, 1 second, repeat. So if you have understood the last problem, how did I calculate different combination, then it would be easier to calculate for this question also. So what I did is, you have 110 family, so you start with 110, so 110. Then what I took is different combination, so you can take 101 011. You cannot take any other combination of this with these three indices. So any other uh, change of let's say numbers will give the same number. So if you, let's say, so if you change 1 to here and 0 here, you will get the previous option. And similarly, so you only can have 3 options with different combinations. So you get 3 options. Now I am considering this first one. You can consider any of this, so I am considering this first one, which is 110. So if you take bar of this each of this, you can first you have find that 1 bar 10. I took bar for the one first number, then I took bar for the second number, and taking bar on 0 is same. 0 and 0 bar is same, so it doesn't make any sense to take bar on 0. So it is 1 bar 10, 1 bar 0, and you can take bar for both of them, 1 bar 1 bar and 0. So ultimately you have 4 combination for from the first one. So 110, 1 bar 10, 1 bar 0, and 1 bar 1 bar 0. Similarly, for the second combination also you have 4 combination. For the third one also you have 4. So in total you have 12 combinations. So there is 12 families in 12 members in the family 110. So is it clear? Yeah. So can you calculate, let's say this is not in the problem, but can you calculate for the family 120 how many members are there? Let's say this is the question, number of families for 120, and let me know what is the number of families for 120. Please everyone do this and let me know the answer. If you have understood the previous 2 questions, then you can easily calculate this. Please each and every of you calculate this.
The same 12 answers, sir.
Sorry,
12,
you have got 12. Okay, I need to calculate this, but I think it should be more than 12.
8.
Someone also got 8. Can anyone share their screen and say how calculate? Let's say for who calculated it? Okay, Renuka Devi, can you share your screen and write down how you calculated it? Is it possible or not possible? Renuka Devi, can you write down? Like, or you can explain also how you calculated it to be 12. let's say yeah, so we have 1 2 0, right? So how many combinations could be possible? 1 2 0, then 2 1 0, then sorry, let's say I keep 1 the first place, so 1 0 2, then there will be 2 1 0 and 2 0 1, then there will be 0 1 2 and 0 2 1. I 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 is coming from the different combination. Now from each of them there will be numerous number of contribution because of the bar. So you have 1 bar 2 0, then 1 2 bar 0, then 1 bar 2 bar 0. Will there be any other thing possible, not changing the numbers here? So 1 bar, which I have did here also. So is there any other combinations possible? I don't see. I guess 1 bar 2 0, 1 2 bar 0, 1 bar 2 bar 0. So 4 combinations are possible from each of them. So there are already
Means
6.
24, sir.
Yes, 6 into 4, so it will be 24. The number of number of members in the 120 family will be 24. Is it clear how I calculated it? Is it clear, or do I need to explain again? Please answer. Like if I need to explain it, I can explain it again, but you need to ask me, else I won't understand. It is clear. Shall I explain it again, or it is clear? Please response. Hello. Okay, fine. So there was some question unsolved in the previous year's assignment also, so I wanted to solve. So I discussed with Aishwarya, who took the Friday's session, I guess. So she has solved a few questions from previous assignments. So if you
Need one doubt for assignment 1, sir. Assignment 1, last question.
okay, let me open.
If it possible means you can explain, sir. Otherwise next class.
Let me check assignment 1. I haven't checked yet. So okay, assignment 1 is already submitted, right?
Not, sir. Assignment question only discuss about today in our section only, sir. Before that, not discussed.
Assignment 1 last question number 13, which is the interaction energy of
Yes, sir.
two particles in the electrostatic field of each. That question, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think I have solved this kind of questions, but yeah, okay, so I'll write
This
down the
kind
question.
of question you can solve that. That based on that type, I am also solved, but little confusion for answer. I am put the answer is wrong, but that one is confused, sir.
Okay, so okay, let me write down the question. The interaction energy of two particles. So it will be taking time to write down the full question. I will just share the
Don't write question, sir. Only that
okay, so I'll
what
ask.
you offer.
So yeah, so the
Function only you can write, sir.
yeah, so u of r is given as minus a by r plus b by r power 9. Then find out the potential energy when particles form a stable compound. Consider the equilibrium spacing of the stable compound is r0. So first you need to find r0. So for r0 you need to derivative with respect to r, and you will get a by r square minus 9b by r to the power 10. So this is clear, right? So you need to equalize this to 0, and from there, so this is r0 and r equal to r0. So a by r naught square equal to 9b by r naught to the power 10, which implies that r naught to the power 10 by r naught square equal to 9b by a. So r naught to the power 8 is equal to 9b by a. That means that r naught equal to 9b by a to the power 1 by 8. Up to this it is clear, right, how I calculated r naught?
Yeah, that it is correct. That's one is I input the option for A, but sir given I think D option or otherwise 8 by 9 like that.
No,
That is
so
the
that
confusion.
is r naught you have calculated, which is option A. But what was asked in the question is find out the potential
Stable
energy.
equilibrium.
Find out the
Okay.
potential energy. So you need to calculate u r and r equal to r naught. So if you calculate
Okay,
u
sir.
r,
That's one is I am asking.
yeah, so then it will be minus a by r, which is a by r naught plus b by r to the power 9, r naught to the power 9, and it will be minus a into a by 9b, sorry, a by 9b to the power 1 by 8 plus b into 9, yeah, a by 9b to the power 9 by 8, correct? So it will be minus a to the power 9 by 8 and 9b to the power 1 by 8 plus a to the power 9 by 8 into 9b to the power 1 by 8. So total, okay, so 9 is outside, 9 to the power 9 by 8 is outside, and or better say it will be 9 into 9b to the power 1 by 8. So it is just 1 by 9 minus 1 into a to the power 9 by 9b to the power 1 by 8, and this is minus 8 by 9. And what is r naught? R naught is 9b by a to the power 1 by 8. So if you take a to the power 8, sorry, a outside, then it will be a to the a by 9b to the power 1 by 8. And what is this? This is 1 by r naught, so it is just minus 8a by 9 r naught. So minus 8a by 9 r naught, which is option C. So is it clear how I calculated this?
Yes, sir. Now clear, sir. Sorry, sir. That I am forgetting to substitute the R naught value. That
Yeah,
is the
so the
problem.
question was asked that you need to find out the
Yeah,
potential
I
energy.
am solved the R naught value. That answer is that I will click it. That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
my
yeah.
mistake.
So
Yeah, thank you, sir.
read the question very carefully what is asked in the question. So in this question it was asked to find the potential energy at the equilibrium. So you need to replace what is r equal to r naught. So I have replaced. Is the calculation clear here? Hi, you just need to replace the r naught value and do the algebra. That is easy. So is it clear to others also? Did you understand the algebra? If you want, you can write down this. Uh, I'll also send the notes later. So yeah, if you also want to write down, then you can write down. So I wanted to also solve few questions from the last year's assignment, which is not solved by Aishwarya. So I think it is already 7 and today I can't solve any more questions. So in the next class I can solve assignment 3 and some different, also some problems which are left. Yeah, I'll provide the notes. So you can find it in the Google Sheet, weekly log sheet. You do you have access to the weekly log sheet? So in the log sheet, I have given the link to the Google Drive where I am submitting the notes, so you can find out those things. So if anyone have any doubts, you can ask. Does anyone have any doubt?
No doubt, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so if there is no doubt, we will end the class and let your friend know that they should join the classes for the certificates. Thank you. Then, if no one else have any question, then we'll end the class here and we'll meet in the next class.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye then.